There's a shot. Blue Jiggly score! Newberry is able to get one home. Gene holding, weaving Gene to his forehand. Score! Kyle Gene comes to Lord for Connecticut to Miller on left wing. Miller, nice move up the side. Miller to his forehand. Score! JT Miller, his first pro goal, and a beauty in one. Now the corner says, well, and single scores! Great pass.
We believe in hockey in Hartford. We believe the team comes first. We believe that the only good critic is a silenced one. We believe that no matter what, no matter when, and no matter how, that our fans will be louder, stronger, and more powerful than any others. We believe in the blue and green. Sunday, November 4th. Tickets start at just $10. Get yours now at ctwhale.com.
Hello, fans. Bob Crawford, the voice of the Whale here. Thanks for stopping by ctwhale.com, and welcome to this week's edition of CT Whale Insider. And we'll have plenty of good stuff for you on this week's show as we take a look back at a very successful week for the Whale last week. Look ahead at this week's Whale action. We'll also go up close and personal with Whale assistant coach Jeff Beukaboom. But to lead things off, a chat I had earlier this week with the Whale's Tommy Grant, who was red hot in a 3-0 week for the Whale last week. On CT Whale Insider, now we go up close with the Whale's Tommy Grant. And Tommy, a big week for you last week. Goals in 3 straight games, couple of game winners. How big was that for you?
Oh, it's obviously exciting to contribute anytime you can do something like that. Obviously, Thomas put a good couple passes for a couple tap-ins, so that was good, and it's just good to get back on a bit of a winning streak here.
Yeah, you mentioned it. 2 of those 3 goals, very similar plays where you just went hard to the net and were rewarded for it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen unless Thomas makes those plays. And the last couple games, we've been kind of clicking together and starting to get to know each other a little bit better. And, he puts those right on my tape backdoor, and that's a tough play for a young kid to make.
You look at the depth chart, and your line is basically the 4th line, but it seems like at least the way the team went last week, the lines were rolling and all 4 lines were contributing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think in games like that where you can roll all 4 lines, it's going to help, keep some of our bigger guns rested when they have to kill penalties and be on the power play. It's nice when we can contribute some minutes 5-on-5 and, be effective out there.
And for a guy like yourself, too, good-sized guy who goes hard up and down the wing, I imagine when you're not sitting for long stretches of time, when you're out there regularly, it makes it a lot easier to get the legs going.
Oh, for sure. I mean, for anybody, it's tough sitting on the bench, but when you get your chance, and especially now that we've kind of been able to roll through and stayed out of the box a little bit more, because that's kind of takes away a lot of our ice time is when guys are in and out of the box, and we had a bit of a problem first couple games. So now that we've been rolling through, the legs get going, you start to feel a bit better, a little more confident.
And before you went on your 3-game scoring run, you'd been a healthy scratch the 2nd game in Norfolk, and nobody ever wants to watch a game, but a big part, I'm sure, the coaching staff is looking to see how you responded and looked like you really responded in a positive way.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, nobody likes to sit out games, but especially with how competitive our lineup is this year, you're battling for a spot every day in practice even, so it was good for me to watch, to learn, to go watch through video, and that seemed to help. And watch a game from up top sometimes makes you able to see what you can do better out there.
And as fans can clearly see from the shot of you here, we're getting into Movember where the guys start growing the mustaches. How's the growth coming so far?
I started a bit early. I actually started Movember.com donation page. This is a bit of a plug here for it, but yeah, I started a bit early, and we're trying to get a bunch of money donated, so it's on Movember.com. So
be sure to log on to Movember.com and find Tommy Grant and all of his buddies. And before you and I sat down for this interview here at Champion Skating Center in Cromwell, one of the nice parts about this place is there's a basketball court up top, and I understand a lot of the guys have been hooping it up lately.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. We're all really bad, especially us Canadians. There's a couple Americans like Gilroy who can dance around us pretty good, but we have fun, quick little games after practice just to wear down the legs a little bit. So it's good, yeah. Different
kind of aerobic or sort of challenge than the game of hockey?
Yeah, it's you got to be a lot more coordinated to play that game apparently, or we just haven't learned it yet. So it's tough, but it's we have a lot of fun up there.
Now, you're a Western Canadian guy from the Vancouver area. You went to school in Anchorage, Alaska, where I'm sure you saw some pretty intense weather. But what do you think of this East Coast with hurricanes and October storms and things like that?
I mean, it's crazy to see the stuff that was going on in New York, and knowing some people there now, it's obviously pretty scary. And thoughts go out to all of them that are affected. We were lucky enough here in Hartford where it wasn't too bad downtown, but throughout Connecticut and New York and pretty much all over the East Coast, obviously everybody's thoughts and prayers go out to anybody that was affected by that.
You talked about Christian Thomas, your line mate, a little bit earlier, another young guy who's trying to make his way up with the Ranger organization. You're in a situation now where the NHL is locked out. Nobody's competing for call-ups. You got a lot of young kids on this team making their way. You guys got pretty good chemistry in the group in the locker room right now? Yeah,
it's awesome. I mean, you're used to competing for, especially at the AHL level, for getting that spot, getting that call-up. But this year, this is the team. This is the spot to be. This is the highest level you can play right now. And, we're starting to gel more as a team. And as you can see in the last couple games compared to the first 3 or 4, we've really come together. And, obviously it's a huge building process and we got a long ways to go. But it's very promising to see that, the guys are a tight-knit group. And I think we're going to get a lot better.
Second year out of college for you, and a lot of times college players really kind of tail off toward the end of the season because they've already played about 2 college seasons by the end of a pro year. But it looked like you really got stronger as last season wore down. You had your best production towards the end of the year. How'd you feel coming into this season?
Well, when you're talking about college, I think it wears you down in a different way, going to class all the time and stuff like that. But it definitely, I enjoy playing a lot of games, and especially the high level that we were playing at the end of the last season with, playoffs around the corner and, guys getting hurt and guys getting chances. And, it's an exciting time of year, but, I think everybody likes playing games more than practicing.
Tommy, great talking to you. Congratulations on a great week last week and continued good luck.
Thanks a lot.
That's the Whale's Tommy Grant sharing a few minutes with us here on CT Whale Insider. More to come. Stay with us.
We believe in hockey in Hartford. We believe the team comes first. We believe that the only good critic is a silenced one. We believe that no matter what, no matter when, and no matter how, that our fans will be louder, stronger, and more powerful than any others. We believe in the blue and green. Sunday, November 4th. Tickets start at just $10. Get yours now at ctwhale.com.
Next up on CT Whale Insider, a look back at all the great action from last week's CT Whale play as they look to move up the Northeast Division standings. The Whale posted a 3-1 victory over the visiting Hershey Bears at the XL Center. The Whale struck first when Marek Hrivik set up Brandon Siegel, who scored his 4th goal of the season.
Hrivik now in the corner, says, well, and Siegel scores! Great pass out of the corner by Hrivik, and Siegel
2 minutes later, Tommy Grant scored his 2nd goal in as many games on a feed from Christian Thomas.
Thomas, he centers and they score! It's jammed in by Grant off a centering pass by Thomas, as Thomas fed it off of right wing, and it's 2-0 Whale.
The Bears cut the lead to 2-1, but with 7 seconds left, Ryan Bourque sealed the win with an empty net goal.
Salvatore on the boards now. Centering pass is tipped away by Gilroy. He'll get it to center, and Bourque chases a loose puck with an open net here. Bourque right in, shoots, he scores! Ryan Bourque puts it in the open goal, and the Whale are up by 2.
The game marked the return of Cam Talbot, who turned away 26 Hershey shots to earn the win.
Now to Stoll right in front of Kudranik. Big save by Talbot on Kudranik's shot, and Talbot holds on. It's a 2-goal victory for the Whale, who get 2 early in the game and then hold on there.
Haunted Hockey Night was a treat for Whale fans as the Whale defeated Providence 6-3 on Saturday night. The win extended the Whale's win streak to 3 games. Cam Talbot repelled 37 Bruins shots in a hard-fought game marked with tough physical play by these longtime rivals. The Bruins jumped out to a 1-0 first period lead, but Ryan Bourque evened the score off a great feed from Chris Kreider.
Out to center, Kreider skates into it. Kreider to the Providence end, leaves it for Bourque. He scores! Ryan Bourque carrying a feed from Kreider, and he ties it up.
Boy, wasn't a lot of room for Kreider.
And the Whale came out flying in the second stanza, with Chad Kalorik scoring just 94 seconds in.
Into the Providence zone to Kalorik in the slot to Newberry. Shoots off the side of the goal. Newberry now centers one. That goes away toward the line to Parlett. Slap shot, pad save. Rebound is loose. Kalorik scores! The Whale lead for the first time as...
At 11:06, Kreider scored his first goal of the season on the power play.
Left point. Bernays shoots one. That's just wide. Rebound to Kreider. He scores! Chris Kreider, his first regular season pro goal, finding an opening to Hutchinson's left. It's 3-1 win.
Logan Pyatt joined the scoring parade on a wrister from the circle to make it 4-1.
The slot drops it out to Pyatt, right point. Pyatt shoots. He scores! Long shot by Pyatt, gets through.
That goal chased Providence goalie Michael Hutchinson from the game in favor of Nicholas Svedberg. Goals by Tommy Grant in the second period and a third period marker by Chris Newberry iced the game for Connecticut. Here's what Talbot and Newberry had to say after the game.
I'm definitely getting there. I don't think I'm exactly where I want to be. I mean, these 2 wins felt great, but I'm still got some things to work on in my game. And at the same time, I guess I feel pretty good out there, but I'm not controlling my rebounds as well as I wanted to tonight, giving up 40 shots. I think I probably could have saved 6 or 7 of those just by eating the puck or playing the puck to the corner. I think I created a little more work for myself and for my defense tonight, but we got out of those situations luckily, and we just got to continue to move forward and work hard in practice, and those things are going to come.
At this point of the game, the season, obviously it's very early news. Are you happy with where your game is at this point?
Mine personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think I can be better, obviously, in my own end, but I feel like I'm working really hard and trying my best. But obviously, there's all areas you can definitely get better at, and my end's definitely one. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy. I've been taking a lot of pride in face-offs and stuff like that. So just come to work during the week and work on the D zone when you're doing those drills, and just try and get better for the weekends.
You seem a little bit quicker to me, Noobs, from this year, from last year. Do you think you've picked up a little bit of speed? Did you work on that, or?
No, I think it was basically more conditioning in the summer. Lost a couple pounds, and maybe that was the case. But I feel like it's more in my brain to work hard as I can, and I feel like I'm doing that every shift. So maybe that's what you're seeing. But just want to go out there and improve myself. And there's definitely more eyes watching me now that there's no NHL. So that's a big part of it too.
Hey fans, Bob Crawford here with Whale assistant coach Jeff Beukaboom. And Jeff, you had so many great years with the Rangers and the magic of the Cup in '94. What's it been like for you to be back in the organization here helping coach the Whale?
Well, it's been great the last 3 games. There's no doubt about that. It was, it's been a great understanding of what my job is, and coming to, when you come back to an organization, not only that it's great to come back to the organization, but you come back to people you knew. Pat Bowler, I know him quite well from my days in New York, and Kenny Jordan, the same thing. So the transition seems to be a lot easier when you know who you're dealing with and how they deal with things, and you know a lot about them.
And Glenn Sather, too, going all the way back to when you were drafted by Edmonton.
Yeah, and Glenn Sather, obviously, there's some people that are still prominent in the organization, Adam Graves and Mark Messier. And then, quite honestly, all the MSG staff, a lot of them, when we were down at the training center for training camp, a lot of those people I know, known for many years.
And when you talk about Graves and Messier, going back to that, it's a few years ago now that '94 happened, but when you get together with those guys and bat things around, does it seem like it was yesterday?
Well, that's a great thing about the sport, is when you do bump into old teammates, it seems like time stands still, other than your kids getting older and you getting gray hairs. But it's so much fun to catch up with your all former teammates and people you used to know very well and see on a daily basis, and see where their lives are at.
When you go from coaching junior hockey kids, you were coaching in the OHL, now to dealing with American leaguers that are trying to get to the NHL. They're still very young guys for the most part that you're coaching here with the Whale, but is it a different experience coaching the AHL as opposed to juniors?
Well, there's no doubt about it. The on ice is more intense. It's a better pace. It's a better skill level. the preparation before the on ice, video and everything else. The daily work that goes into it as a player and as a coach is, you're doing most of your stuff before 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, as opposed to junior, where you're waiting for them to get off school and come down the rink and try to get a bit of a workout, a warm up in, and then practice. And obviously the skill level is a whole different level.
And when you look at the way the defense as a unit has performed here over the first part of the season, a lot of these guys are new to the organization, new to the team. You're a new coach to the team this year. How do you feel that it's gelled so far?
Well, I think, we came out of training camp and Matt Gilroy wasn't part of the equation, and he brings so much to the team, as well as the other 6 defensemen are with us right now. It's been a work in progress, and as you can see, we started a little slow, even though we had a few games in there that could have went either way. And people don't even realize that, before we got Talbot back, we had 2 rookie goalies too in the pipe. So, we try to come together as quickly as it can, but it's a chemistry thing. Different pairings on a given night and in game on a given night, and then as we move forward to the last 3 games, like you said, we've had some success, and the defense have stepped it up for the most part.
When you played, you used your size and physicality as a big crease-clearing guy who made the front of the net a place where opposing forwards feared to tread. And now, since the last lockout, the way they rejiggered the calling of the rules, it's tougher to do that. Do you have to teach guys a little bit different than you played?
Well, you definitely have to teach differently, but at the same time, these kids, these players, I keep reverting back to my OHL days, these players are basically, they've grown up in the new environment. There's very few of them, if any, that are here that have played with the old rules, especially as a professional. So for them, they've already been taught differently, but I'm just here to tweak them. I'm here to make sure they're learning the correct things within their game, and like I said, identifying their weaknesses and working on them.
And when you look at guys progressing over the course of the season, young players, guys that are draft picks, prospects, and even a guy like a Gilroy who's played pro hockey, what sort of little improvements, progressions are you looking for them throughout the year as they look to get to that NHL level?
Well, we're constantly, looking at video, and I bring them in on a weekly basis to basically go through the shifts, look at some areas of concern, and then also at the same time point out the positives that they do, because we're here to make them feel good about themselves as well as coach, and teach them the right way to play games. So it's a combination of everything, but like you said, it's been a joy, a great bunch of players to work with, there's no doubt about that, and it's been a pleasure from my standpoint.
Well, it's been a great pleasure having you here so far. Thanks for sharing a few minutes with us here today on CT Whale Insider, and best of luck.
Thank you.
That's the Whale's Jeff Beukaboom, and back with more on this week's edition of CT Whale Insider. Stay with us.
We believe in hockey in Hartford. We believe the team comes first. We believe that the only good critic is a silenced one. We believe that no matter what, no matter when, and no matter how, that our fans will be louder, stronger, and more powerful than any others. We believe in the blue and green. Sunday, November 4th. Tickets start at just $10. Get yours now at ctwhale.com.
Well, that does it for this edition of CT Whale Insider. Thanks for being with us here at ctwhale.com, and we invite you back next week to check in for another fully fresh edition of CT Whale Insider. So long.